Hey guys, welcome to the Go Mango Toku Week, Day 3. I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
the Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
Guys, today we have brought us all together so that we can review episode 45, the finale of Kamen Rider X-Aid.
The finale, but not the ending of X-Aid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, there are so many endings in the works.
Oh,
There's
man.
so many different spin-offs.
I don't even know how people who like the show could be satisfied by this ending, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
We're
Like, it was...
Well,
obviously...
that's because it's not the ending. Like, they've also advertised it multiple times that
Yeah,
the last
that's
episode
true.
of this won't be the ending.
Like,
That's
and
true.
like they even said it right after it was over.
Yeah.
Go see the movie now because it continues right after it left off.
Jeez.
Yeah, and like after this episode, or at least like after they beat Kronos for like the 50th time, they're like, this isn't the end. We still have to save all the freaking people. Pretty sure that's like your primary objective in a Kamen Rider series, not just blowing up the bad guy.
This might be skipping, but I feel like we could bounce around anywhere because there are a lot of problems in a lot of spots.
Let's talk about.
I feel like
let's talk about the good first, though, right? Like, isn't that?
We can't talk about Bills right now. Let's actually talk about X-Aid.
Okay, I concede. Talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
All right.
Well, okay, there was a good part. I don't like me some Dan Kuroto at all, but that scene at the end, or like that final battle, when X-Aid like stops his bike and then he, puts his arm out, and then Dan comes back and launches out of his game his respawn thing like a cannon. That was pretty funny. I'll give him that. I liked it.
Oh, go ahead.
That was it.
Who's going?
I guess...
like for that part, I'm a big Kuroto fan, so that was probably my favorite part of like the X-Aid part of the episode.
Oh, wasn't it? What about the part where he created Kamen Rider Build?
Yeah, the Kamen Rider X-Aid part of the episode.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine.
But like aside from that, if you just consider all of our secondary writers, they had nothing to do in this episode, and that was just a shame.
They were there.
They
Stood
existed
there.
I have to say though, the beginning where they were all going at him again, like especially once Emu, had his there's the power up again type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say type thing twice. Wow.
Type thing.
Type thing. But I really liked that battle. I'm not gonna lie. There was CG spliced in, and it didn't look terrible for once.
Wait, what CG are you talking about?
Like the suit actors, the body, the bike, yeah. Like it wasn't complete garbage.
No, here's the thing. Like I think probably in the middle of it, when X-Aid breaks Kronos's thing by himself, without going Hyper Muteki or giving us any explanation why, except he's the main character.
Yeah,
that really pissed me off. So it left like a sour, kind of vibe for like the rest of the fight.
Wait, hold on. I didn't like fully grasp what you were trying to say. What?
When Kronos paused everything and then Emu could still move.
Oh yeah. Even like with the explanation of freaking I'm you or me, he's inside you the whole time.
No, it's
even with that, that makes no sense. He didn't even have. Yeah, you're right. He didn't have Hyper Muteki on.
I can't.
Just sort of happened.
I can't believe they used that same thing over again, where he he has
he grabbed the tiny
the little speck and he's infected, and now he can he's
and it's effectively worse this time because he did it the first time full knowing that he was able to bring him back, and then now he's like, oh, what? I didn't know. You kidding me?
And it's, I mean, like, there goes all of the, tension or I mean, I don't know how much
There was none. There was
I don't know
never.
how much feels anyone got out of actually either of those characters dying last episode, but whatever was left is gone now because here we are. They're just back.
Yeah.
They
can't die.
I don't know if it's because like I had to rush into the episode and get this done because I totally like last minute forgot to watch it in time, but I actually forgot that there was supposed to be more coming in another movie or whatever. And so when they started like making it seem, especially at the press conference, that or everyone was like expressing their regrets for the dead, right? Or the people who were deceased.
The dead?
Or,
the dead?
Well,
what are you talking about?
He later clarifies that he doesn't think they're dead, and that's the part where I'm like, oh right.
Yeah, this is merely a symptom of the game disease.
Yeah!
For a second.
Symptoms
dead.
include
They
death.
Side effects may vary, but like it's the appearance of death, right? No. But
Oh my
but
goodness.
the stupidest
What does that mean?
See, I was actually fooled for a moment that this show had the guts to actually keep everyone dead.
Kill off tons of people. Yeah.
For a moment I actually thought they would, and then
No, you know what? Like, it was so woven into the story that they were dead already.
yeah.
But and I thought I see, like, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think they'd bring that out and then change it. Because to me, that's what brought at least some tension. If your character is a god, the only thing you can do to them is affect the people around them. Or, just people in general. And if you can't even do that now, then there's effectively zero tension. I mean, I said that 3 episodes ago when, for me, the show was over. But
Yeah, this finale actually kind of dragged on. Like, as you said, you thought the thing kind of ended a few episodes ago, and I feel like it could have ended back then too. They had some loose plot threads that they should have just cleaned up back then. So that's why it couldn't end. But like everything after that was just a rehash of what we had before. Like,
no, because Cronus came back 3 or 4 times
in the same exact way.
He's gonna come back again too, like you can tell. He stabs himself with the gashat and becomes a virus. Are you kidding me? You really
last time his thing broke, he just reversed time. Like, what happened to that power?
He can't.
No, he can't.
No,
he can't anymore.
He can't.
Because Emu punched him into his clock.
Yeah, something like that.
He cleaned his clock.
He
But didn't his driver break last time too when he did the time reverse thing?
Look, man, I have no idea. Oh, well, then again, like, what was it? He had the virus of the other dude in him before, right? No, he didn't.
No, that was in between those episodes.
the virus of the other dude.
So I
and then they tried to say, "Oh, how come you guys at level 2 are actually able to, keep up with me?"
Oh, because Palad weakened you. Huh?
He didn't look weak to me, like...
I kind of wanted to, like, hear Emma be, like, screaming, "Because we nerfed you!" Like, not even have the camera on him. Just looks like that,
Yeah.
More demeaning. Because that's what it was, honestly. Like, no one had the right to defeat Kronos at that point, except
I will
Snipe,
say,
because he had the power of Kronos given to him.
Seriously, he should have brought that back this episode.
Yo, like, yeah, exactly.
He can freeze time too, right? Like, no.
100%. Like, and if everyone can do it too, right? Well, I guess it's just him because he could, he's grown an immunity. But if he can use it, then what's stopping him from doing it? They have plenty of them that they confiscated from a bunch of other people.
I don't know. I don't know. Also, I didn't understand what. I guess now, what's his name? The bike dude is now working at the new Gemu Corp, which is run by Burger Dude.
Oh, that I was happy about that, but I already kind of knew that was happening.
Yeah, like there's no
because
one
like
else.
who else would have it? Yeah.
I guess you're right. There
didn't
was no
develop
other
anyone else.
individual character who was filler.
Oh, you know what? Really slapped this show in the face. When I saw him, Emu's original doctor that saved his life as a kid. Why wasn't he around more? Why wasn't he just a main character to help motivate Emu?
I forgot he existed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, until this episode.
Wait, he was in this
For me,
episode?
No,
he was in this
Are
episode.
you talking about that
right?
the old guy who talked to him on the roof? I thought that was the.
That wasn't him.
I thought that was the director.
Yeah.
No, wait, is it?
I'm pretty sure that was the director. He's like, we continue to expect great things of you, Emu.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was the TV dude.
Yeah.
Oh, frick. Okay, see, I've never seen him outside of his TV, so I thought.
Yeah.
Wait,
what?
hold on.
Like,
then
what was the doctor who saved him ever like shown like his face?
yeah, he was dead. No, he was in a Focus episode. He got infected.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
That sounds like a wasted potential, but what I mean, like,
Emu's a bunch of wasted potential, dude.
Yep.
He did that
Yep.
Emu thing again, where like all the tension is kind of like rising, and camera focuses on him, and then he like growls like a lion cub, that's getting choked. It's kind of just pathetic. He did the thing, and then he's like flailing his like face around, and then he's like cut the camera before it looked too stupid. It's
Oh
like,
my-
what?
Oh no.
ding.
Don't let him do that kind of shit.
Okay. You heard it here first, guys. Like,
Okay, it annoys me so much because it happens so many times. It didn't work any single time, but they just do it anyways.
is this referring to when he tried to just attack Kronos by himself without henching?
It happens every time he's not henching, and he's in the middle of like a battlefield, and they're like all losing, and he's kind of like a rage monk, and he's like, ah! It's like baby rages, and then just like goes in unhenching, trying to body slam someone with the straw.
Was anyone else not feeling like he was fully capable of giving that like debrief in front of the entire like crowd of?
Oh yeah, no.
It
I
didn't-
found it oddly weird. Like oddly weird. That doesn't work.
Redundancy.
I found it weird that just like Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back, he suddenly shows up in hero's clothes. Like he was wearing a suit. I mean, it's not his clothes, but like, I mean, yeah, for a press conference, he should look professional. But I don't know. He's not usually in suit and tie. Not suit and tie.
He's not
but,
usually the type to give a press conference either. So
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, guys. There's no tension anymore. They're all alive. We just think they're dead because those are the symptoms. They have death symptoms.
death is just a symptom.
Yeah, that. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I'll give him that. I feel like
What are you talking about?
of all the things that X8 has done in this series as a whole, he at
It
least
wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah,
the
it
worst
wasn't-
speech
yeah.
he's ever given.
and he wasn't like too intense. So I feel like the actor could like pull it off,
Mhm.
and kind of like
Okay.
you could kind of feel like the guilt in him, like when he was like listing all those names. He kind of sounded like a kid, and when he was like saying all those names,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like that was a job that the director would have like done. Just
Yeah.
like that. Was
No. It has to be our titular character. Also, I'm like, part of me was kind of came away like positive from this episode, just because like X8 went out and like it just sort of farted out there. It wasn't really like planned or anything. Nothing big sort of happened that we didn't see before. Oh, Cronus died, and then everything
Again.
else.
It's because they're saving the bowel movement for the movie. Like we just got the gas.
Oh my god, I'm waiting for that hot deuce.
I'm sorry. Usually I don't make good jokes.
Oh man, this finale was bad.
Hey, actually,
people are
there
gonna
was a
hate
good
us, but
part
I'd
in
argue the
this.
show's bad. Huh? What?
Nico and Taiga's ending.
Oh yes.
That was legit.
That was okay. Yeah.
I-
All right.
That was
you're right.
the only good
No,
ending.
I always love those two.
When I was going through the episode and like just
Well, wait, no. I will add a little extra thing to that. Nico's rich, and also in high school, but also this entire time, it's like she hasn't been sick, and yet she took out time from school.
she played hooky,
to
man.
be
Like
sick. Right? No, yeah, but like the cover story is, oh, I was sick.
with the game virus.
Yeah.
That was
It's
Yeah,
kinda
no,
like,
but that didn't happen until like midway through her hanging out with Snipe.
No, I think like the reason she was like kind of tagging around there was because she quote had it, right?
I don't remember what happened to
Not
her.
at the
She had-
beginning.
Like
right?
that was probably her excuse for tagging.
No,
around
she
it.
showed up to Snipe and she's like, "Hey, beat beat Emu."
Oh.
Yeah,
Remember?
I guess, but
Yeah.
like
And then she got it.
he was
Like,
referring
twice.
to her as his patient for like the longest time. I wasn't sure if that was like
Yeah.
some kinky sex thing,
No.
but like when he was like cleaning up his like office, like the one pin he had was bangs. I was like,
Oh my god.
She walks in through like the doors with like the diploma, and he's like, "Yeah, finally legal." And it's like,
Oh my god. Won't be a bang bang simulation anymore.
What is this? What have you done? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
to anyone
Oh,
who's
that's
listening to this, we don't really think it's that kind of relationship, but
No, oh, certainly not. Like,
It's
I really
so
like
fun
those
to
two
tease it.
together.
Yeah.
But
I liked the friend relationship.
I don't know. And then Genmu just sort of like, I don't understand what he's up to now. Because like,
he had another butt
what is
pull.
his motivation now? Is it the same? Also, why isn't he like? He was imprisoned, right? But then he's like, I'm gonna get to work, and then he rebuilds Poppy. I'm confused about multiple things now.
Well, I mean, it was
One,
obvious.
how did he get out? Two, did he hack his way out? Three, if he's a a genius, how did the cops create this barrier to keep him stuck in the game? If he could just, and it was in here he hacked his way out.
Yeah, I don't
Or
think that's
he-
really
did he-
stopping him.
Did he hack his
To be
way out, or
honest.
did Poppy free him?
Free him. He had to have. How would he have been playing Poppy?
Oh right.
Toward the beginning
Yeah.
of that scene.
Yeah.
Maybe he was. He gets.
I was a bit relieved to see Poppy again. 'cause
Yeah,
I
like
Poppy.
honestly, when Kronos was destroyed and everything, and then they were just like trying to give kind of a somber note of reflection on the show, and there was no Poppy, there was no energy, and it was just Emu on the roof with the director. That really bothered me. I don't know why. I'm
Like I said, I was kind of glad that XA kind of petered out to a fart.
Yeah. But then again, Poppy was the only one I felt deserved to come back. Palette, not so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo, Nico didn't even transform this episode. What the hell?
neither did Poppy or
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that's because she died.
yeah.
She didn't
Yeah.
even get to transform before she died either.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was kind of mad that,
That's true.
I mean,
Nico
even
didn't get
XA didn't
transformed.
get to show off all of his forms.
He
They all
didn't
kind of
even
got
use.
shafted.
He didn't use his gold one in the finale.
That, you know what? I'm actually very fine with that because I went to Japan World Heroes recently and spent an unfortunate amount of money on Soto Kamen Rider figures and got me some XA level 2 figures.
Yeah.
So I'm
the
perfectly
level 2
content.
forms actually do look pretty good.
They've grown on me,
Yeah.
I've always liked Snipes, but
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
I wish they could have at least like had the secondary writers have something to do this episode, or I don't know. Like
no, they did. They watched TV. I'm pretty sure. Like
they reflected on their lives. That's what happened. That's what That's what they did. Like I mean, we had the Taiga and in thing or whatever, but also there was that brief brave part where he has some new interns that he's trying to teach, and it was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Also, he just when they announced like
the names, right?
The names, yeah, and then Hiro's dad starts, weeping, and then Hiro's like, "Hey, I'm gonna comfort you." I mean,
he didn't say that. He said, I won't.
No, he didn't say that.
He said something about I won't allow crying anymore. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you to your tears.
That was. I don't see how that was supposed to be touching because
it's his catchphrase. I don't know. I'm really disappointed in how he was handled. The thing holding me back from liking him that much is the treatment of his main motivation, his girlfriend. We got nothing, and I don't care. And it clearly looks like he doesn't care anymore either.
Yeah, he's kind of.
He looked at the picture. He's like, "Hey, you'll be back." Oh,
yeah, that's true.
You'll come back.
They probably wanted to make it seem like a happy ending, even though we still have loose ends. Because
it's real dumb.
It's still the
no. Yeah, this episode was trying to justify all the loose ends. Like, all those people that died. Yeah, we're gonna bring them back eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a price, for a one-time purchase of $12.99 at the box office, I don't know how much that is in yen, but
yeah, that was kind of. I mean, they didn't really resolve that storyline at all. I feel because we just moved on to something else at that point because Kronos was doing his big evil shit around that time, and XA had to fucking fight him.
Yeah,
but what was it about Saki?
Saki,
I don't.
Yeah, that's her name.
I don't care anymore. I like Brave during his arc because we actually had tension in the show for once, and there was that one plot device where it was a briefcase with all the proto-cassettes that just somehow had all the data on everyone who was killed.
Yeah, wait, hold on. What breaks it for me is this one question: why does he like Saki?
That
there was
answer.
That's not
answer.
Important.
Is it?
No, there was
because that's his motivation.
We did have a really far back flashback episode that kind of went into detail about their relationship and how he kind of didn't treat her very well at first. And,
okay, so he treats that as a missed opportunity. Oh, I have to treat people nicer?
Well, no,
and then she died with me not treating her nicely?
Well, it's implied that he...
What did she like about him? What did he like about her? What is the... There's no substance.
Back then, he was very callous towards her in general.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the point, that he didn't realize what he had until it was gone.
Okay, so what did he have? A relationship with a person named Saki.
Yeah, but there was probably
what did it consist of? If there are happy times that were had, what were they? Him brushing her off?
Eating sweets.
We don't need
eating sweets.
We don't need to know that because it's implied that they've had
it is implied.
Implied, but we didn't see it. It's show don't tell, and and we're not even told either. Are we just supposed to assume?
Well, he's a secondary character. You can't expect him to have that much development.
Why should we care? Why? And if it's explained in one of the Brave spin-off movies, I don't care about that because you didn't tell us in the main show. That's where the context is necessary.
Not really. His entire arc was unnecessary for this fucking show. What did he get? A power that really didn't do anything? It did not mean anything in this show.
Yeah.
It's I have a white cape and now I'm the same level as the person you've already surpassed.
I liked the look, and he got to fight like more of an on par battle with enemies rather than poor Snipe, who just was always at a losing battle until he got the Chronos for like 2 seconds. Even then he lost.
But for Snipe, he didn't have to do much in fights, because his signature thing in fights, when he would do henshin, he would put one leg back and just start shooting, and then he would get his ass kicked. Like, Brave actually has to go in there and go in melee range against people he knows
That's not true. That's not true. Level. Time and time again.
That's impossible!
Every fight we've seen Snipe, like, run up to the enemy and then try and... with his guns. And then try to kick him. Like... I think he did that twice in this episode. Like,
okay, yeah, you have a point. He did run up and try to punch people with guns many, many times.
And I mean, as much as we're talking about this final episode, this is supposed to be the kind of reviewing the show as a whole as well. Yeah. So we should kind of like look at this from a broader spectrum, which is good that you're going back to the Brave stuff. Because by the time the end of the show is here, you're right. You're right, Corey. Like, I don't care about the character. I don't care about the relationship either.
Yeah.
So that whatever it was, even though they had some stuff going on in the back or in the past episodes, so far back, and it's
we weren't given a reason to care about their relationship other than Brave sad. Brave a good guy, but Brave sad.
I don't think it's as well, it was shallow, but like I felt for him when
the only thing that really helped it was because like the actor was putting in some pretty good work outside of, because like you felt like something was there.
It wasn't because,
but we never saw that there was anything.
It wasn't because of Saki that we cared. It was because of Brave that we cared.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
But if you give us a reason to care about the relationship, then the audience cares a little more. And I feel like that's entirely necessary.
And I also have to say... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want people to care about your characters? I mean, isn't that the point?
With all the screen time they have wasted, I would have much preferred to have seen that.
But it would have been so easy. With the screen time they used with
anything,
I don't know. It all goes back to when Saki's dad was around. They could have just had a little bit of something in there. She wanted to be a baker, and wanted to share her sweets with her boyfriend. Something simple. What?
So wrong. Never mind.
So, I mean, it felt like towards the end of the show, especially, we saw this kind of episodic thing where, oh shoot, Kronos has a new way that he's gonna win, and then, oh shoot, like, we figure some, like, BS, like, plot device at the very last minute of the episode, and save everything and reset back to neutral. And then we do it again every episode, like, something or other happens, and it wasn't until the like kind of Snipe thing where he got the Chronicle power that we saw like a little bit of a different spin going. And so the last kind of bulk of episodes,
that was like the first time it recycled. You know what I mean? Like, we had the finale ostensibly 3 weeks ago, but then the episode after that, I was like, I'm kind of on board with him getting the Cronus powers, even though I would rather have Nico have it, but now he's on par with the rest of the riders. That kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Because,
in terms of like Toei and Bandai, so go for it. But then they
throughout they kind of tried to give focus to certain characters. Like there was the Palad like coming to terms with death thing, and then like there was that brief moment that we somehow were supposed to care about freaking Graphite, and then his farewell where he just was satisfied with just having a good fight apparently, and that was it.
I forgot his death, honestly.
I like, was that even his motivation to begin with, just to have a good fight?
Probably. It sounded like it.
I don't remember. I think he just wanted to like stand up for his rights as a bugster or something, and I don't know. Like he
Becomes
just
like
wanted
a politician.
he just wanted to kill humans and live his Bugster life to the fullest. And if he died trying, then that was all that mattered, apparently.
Okay.
I will say I don't think you're completely right about there was no tension in the show, except for I don't remember what part you said, Alex, because I did feel like the tension when Poppy was like she had her moment episodes, and she was trying to like, I guess, pick a side or something, and like Palad was like, you're a Bugster, you're supposed to be killing humans, and then she's like, I believe that Bugsters can live happily with humans and it should be okay, and that whole
How quickly did that resolve drop when she sacrificed
Yeah.
herself though?
yeah.
How quickly did that character
that
turn around?
sucks, because at the time I can see that as like a bright moment in the show, but then they actually screw it up later by making the character hypocritical about it.
Maybe this is like maybe either the director or writer was like, wait, what do you mean you want to order like 3 extra more? I've already ended it in terms of when I wrote it. Okay, fine. Then if you're gonna force me to write these extra 3,
Well, no,
I'm going to screw this show up.
even if it wasn't the extra 3 episodes and he knew those extra 3 were happening, what about the movie? It's like, oh yeah, you have to have a unsatisfying end that's somehow satisfying for the show, but then we also need ties or loose ties to not be tied up so that we can save them for a movie. Go for that. Have fun.
Not just a movie and 3 spin-off movies, direct to DVD.
So maybe we don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. So
No, we don't.
yeah, who knows whose fault this show really
But
is.
I don't want to suddenly start pointing fingers to the wrong people. So that's why I'm giving possible.
Something I've said before was this show tried new things, right?
Okay.
Even if it didn't do it well.
Wait. I mean, like what?
What do you mean, like what? We had, I think, the way that the plot kind of was going, between, it was the plot twists between Emu and like Palad and stuff like that dynamic back and forth. Especially,
I feel like we've had that multiple times.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like in every Kamen Rider series, where the source of the Kamen Rider's power is the source of the villain's power, or something like that. So.
Well, I mean, I guess Kamen Rider as an entity is pushing this sort of narrative where, like, a Kamen Rider, like, part of the definition of a Kamen Rider is, like, the rider gets their powers from evil and uses it for good. I understand what you're saying, where, like, we haven't really had that, like person tied directly to him, I guess, and that in itself is something unique to Xaid, but it doesn't feel unique in like a dramatic sense,
or any significance.
Yeah, because like it's just good writing, right? You know what I mean? Because, like, to have your villain directly tied... And he wasn't even the villain for the whole time. They were building him up to be a protagonist. So, to have your villain directly tied to the main character, that's just good writing. And that's why Dan Kuroto didn't work at all. Is because when they tried to tie him directly to it, it was so lackluster, haphazard, and stupid.
It wasn't lackluster. It was just, what the frick? The fact that his backstory with Emu.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Crayon drawings! I'm out of the business. This kid's so good.
I'm so jealous
gonna
of him. I'm
infect
gonna
him
send
with
a
the
virus to him
Y2K
in the mail.
virus.
That was so
Like-
funny. Plot threads.
Yo,
Dude,
they
that kid
pulled
was
out
so
the Y-
malicious. He's like, screw this kid. I was like, send a fucking virus to him. Just screw
They
this.
pulled out Y2K from from the ether.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shoot, what? The dumb thing where people thought, hey, everything's gonna end or something when the year 2000 hits.
The internet's gonna.
And then nothing happened. Nothing truly happened. But then this show was like, oh, but something did happen. A single virus made it to a single computer.
That was the weirdest thing that
Holy
didn't make sense.
crap. And that's how Bugsters started.
Yeah, it was in someone's like broom closet
The
too.
Y2K.
Yeah. Some computer developed some virus somehow.
And it's based on an arbitrary man-made numbering system. Right? The Y2K.
Shoot.
Right? Because we could name this Year Jeff instead of 2017. But I don't know. They're basing it off of the... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that point,
from?
but honestly...
No, because it's arbitrary. What is the significance of that event outside of the context of humans? Like, time goes on without that going. Like, we could...
Well, if
it's an arbitrary numbering system, right?
If this is a digital thing, then why wouldn't it be based on numbers? This is like a bug.
Where did it come from? Like,
well, that's the question we don't know, so we can't say one way or another. Which I mean, we're never.
Oh, we know the question. We just don't have the answer.
I don't.
I guess yeah.
Think XA really provided much answers. I mean, I think Ghost was very ambiguous with its like power source as well. Like, we don't know what that giant ass eye was for like the entirety of the series, and honestly, it didn't matter all too much. It's just like the source of our main character's powers and all that, and
it's just a kind of constant or a given that you just go with at that point.
Yeah, so I didn't really mind it all too much, but for this one, like, the mechanics of like the Bugsters relied on that so much. And they had so many like rules at the beginning of the series, it just like overly complicated it. And once
was it at the beginning of the series? Because I feel like they made up new rules every other episode.
No, but like at the beginning,
no, they didn't make up new rules. They made up new exceptions.
Yeah. And then like when it became time to like for all of those rules and stuff to kind of like play out and have, you know, some
consequences.
Consequences and like interactions. They never really happened because, as you know, Corey said, they found an exception to it. So it didn't really matter with like all those rules we had before. We just kind of made new ones along the way. So it didn't really matter that we had all that stupid like cheap bullshit in the beginning.
Jeez.
Also, actually, that reminds me. You know how the Bugsters couldn't die?
Yeah.
Right? And then Cronus happened, and then he killed Lovelyka.
Yeah.
So then when he was fighting Emu, how did Emu... Or why was Palad scared to lose to him? Because, I mean, I guess XA doesn't have the power to... Or he does have the power to stop time, but he didn't use it in that fight. And when he died, again, he didn't use it in that fight. So he should have known that he would have been able to come back.
I don't remember that.
So when
rule or that what you're talking about right now.
When Cronus first showed up, he killed Lovelyka because they were able to come back, but then like Cronus sent him into a perpetual space of death or something. And he just continually dies or something like that. And he wasn't able to come back. And then that's when Palad realized, oh, shoot, we can die.
Oh.
That was the driving force. Like, that was when he realized, oh, death, though.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when danger hit. So, if that was such a formative part of his character, why didn't it come back in any meaningful way?
It did. Because like
no. In terms like that rule, like why didn't we say like, hey, XA can do the same thing at all? You know.
Well, he had to slowly realize the threat. Like he was pretty full of himself for a while. He was beaten, like Xaid wasn't paying attention to him for a good while, but he was beating everyone else at least, so he had confidence that he wouldn't have lost in the first place. You know, it took a while before he even got to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I might actually. I mean, when he saw the other guy die, it was probably the biggest trigger there.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
No, but like that, where did that rule go?
The rule that he would
you can't
worry about the rules because they don't really care about him all too much.
Obviously.
Yeah, like the plot kind of just went off the rails, and they were dealing with different problems, and Kronos was kind of just like his own isolated thing, because he wasn't really like a bugster, he was just like a writer with like OPS abilities, so they kind of got to circumvent all the issues of having like a bugster villain, because they just got rid of all that for like the final boss, who we've beaten many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, despite saying that, I feel like Kronos was a really good Kamen Rider villain, because he carried, like...
At the beginning.
Yeah, like, when he, like, entered the scene, he carried, or, like, wasn't, like, around episode 30-ish? Like, he friggin', like, carried that show, because he actually brought, like, threat to the fucking...
Yeah, he did.
Like, towards the end, like, I don't feel like it was really the actor's fault, or, you know, Kronos still, like, sounded really menacing. It's just, the plot was so just bad at that point that, like, it's like, oh, Kronos, you're not gonna do anything meaningful. And he's like, Sonotori! And, you know, and he's just, like, freaking yelling at the sky. It's just like, oh god, this old man is, like, fucking, you know, crazy.
It sucks that the Dan family, or the Dan
clan.
The Dan clan, like, they're always just set up for another villain. Dan Kuroto was set up for Palad.
No.
Dan Masamune
I
is set up for the movie.
Accept that one. I feel like Dan's character
as an antagonist, they are set up for a different antagonist. They are never the be-all end-all.
I don't think he was setting up for Palad, though. I feel like they screwed up.
Well, he was at least setting up for his dad. And then his dad is setting up for the movie.
Yeah.
He was hardcore setting up for the movie in the few episodes before the finale, the first finale.
Yeah. I just feel like they just screwed up his character so bad. There's like, wait a minute. We didn't set this guy up before the finale of his character arc hit, so we have to set him up and give you, like, some reason to care about this character in, like, the 2 episode, maybe, like, I think 1 episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where they just give his, like, stupid-ass backstory, because that was atrociously done. And, like, I feel like at that point, they just had, like, okay, well, what did he have? Let's just give it to Palad, because he's the only other antagonistic character we actually have. Because there's no other source of antagonistic characters. Graphite was, like, dead, right?
Yeah.
Or, like,
he's dead
out
for
of
a while.
commission.
Yeah. Like, Palad was the one that brought him back to life. And that was after he became the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
That was when the show got good.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Palad actually killed people.
Yeah. Well, no. Maybe not. Technically, no one's dead.
All right.
That's just a symptom.
How do I atone for my sins? Oh, wait, I didn't kill anyone.
You don't have any. You ain't kill anyone.
That's gonna be fun for them to find out. I wish they had that.
Also, on that topic, even if people were dead, how would he atone for his sins? He can't sacrifice himself.
He tried.
He just come back to life.
He tried.
Yeah, because he just turns into dust. I mean, I guess bugs just don't really die as long as they have, like...
Yeah, as long as you, catch
he's
one.
got to infect somebody, though, you know?
Oh, yeah, you know when, like, your SD card, like, all the files are corrupted, but except for that one little bit? So then if you got that one little bit, you can bring all of it back. All your files, all restored. It's fine. Remember when computers did that?
Okay, no offense, but like Poppy and Palette aren't really complicated characters. It's like what a JPEG and like a sentence of what their character.
So Saki too. We can bring her back.
I mean, technically,
Saki was hella easy. Dude. She was a GIF.
Oh my gosh, a GIF.
We're not starting this debate.
I mean, technically, if we're getting the specifics with computers, when you delete something, it's first sent to the recycling bin, and then you have to delete it again, and then when you delete it that time, it's still technically there on your computer until you're
like all the like your computer loses the connections to it, like it doesn't associate any sort of file with that.
When you finally delete it for real out of the recycling bin, it's still technically there until your computer starts saving files over it using that space.
No, yeah, like I said, like it disconnects its attachment to that thing. Technically, you can technically access it, but like you said, once it's written over, it's gone.
So as long as you don't add too many characters back into the show, you can always bring the old ones back. There's no
right. As long as you don't overwrite your porn, you can always restore it.
Okay.
Great.
Wonderful.
What other characters are... I like the dad. I liked Hiro's dad.
Hiro's dad was nice. He kind of didn't have anything to do towards the end.
Or the beginning.
He did all that he could. He donned a rider suit.
Oh, yeah.
And fought the good fight.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good dad.
Yeah.
Dad Masamune.
Yeah, too bad he didn't do anything for the entire series. I mean, like, his son didn't do anything either. Like, honestly, Brave didn't have much of an impact in this show. X8 fortunately had the plot around him. Like, it was so wrapped around him.
Unfortunately, he had the plot around him.
Somebody has to.
Yeah.
What about Bike Dude? He was gone for a while.
No, he was gone, and then I liked him, and then he died. When he came back, he was there again.
Yeah.
It was like his story. Your story's over, dude.
Yeah, I honestly didn't care for him after he came back.
He brought the funnies.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, Emu, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I got from him was like that homo vibe between him and Emu was like the only character development I actually got.
Honestly, I felt that more. I felt that more between Palad and Emu. Honestly,
well, they were always inside one another.
Exactly.
Great.
Palad was the one always inside of Emu. I'm not sure if it goes the other way around.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, honestly, when Palad suddenly just came back to life, I fully expected Emu to hug him, but no, he just puts his hand on his shoulder. What was it like? Welcome back. I look forward to working with you, friend. It felt so.
But
no. They did the hero hand grab to, help him up.
Ugh.
Dude was on the floor. Hero hand grab.
It's like holding hands.
Your friend came back to life, man.
Your friend?
No, they were not friends, dude. I don't think they were ever friends.
Emu just now he's on his way to becoming something better. That's not friends. They barely know each other.
They barely know each other.
They are the same person, but I don't know. He for as much as they are supposed to be all in one character, together, they couldn't be
I think they're separate.
They are
just like Poppy and
yeah, they're
Dan's
the most
mom.
separate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, what the hell though?
What?
Dan's mom and Poppy, and then Dan being the creator, the mom, but also the daughter.
Yeah, he's the daddy son daddy.
Oh.
Nope. Any other character, please?
What we got here?
I mean, like, I think we've already covered Snipe, who's...
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. No, I, like, from the beginning, or at the beginning, he was my favorite design. So, he had that positive there. He was one of the, like, angsty dudes, but he was the one that, like, got redeemed pretty early on with Nico. And once that started up, I was on board.
Yeah.
With that relationship.
She legit saved his character.
Yeah, she legit saved the show for me.
Yeah, I kind of wish someone was there to, like, interact with Emu who wasn't Poppy. Because, like, I like Poppy by herself. Her interacting with Emu does not bring anything to the damn show. Because they're basically the same. Except sometimes Emu loses his confidence and she's like, you can do it. And he's like, yeah. And he does it.
And then he randomly smacks her sometimes.
Don't worry, it's not him, but it also kind of technically is him. It's Palad, but he is also Emu.
I mean, they're pretty
It's
tame.
weird.
I mean, compared to, like, Gavan, where they just beat the shit out of people for no reason.
Holy crap. Oh, man.
We're not going there.
Like, they were screening that at Japan World Heroes. That was about to happen, and I'm like to my friend, hey, let's go. Let's go. I don't like this scene.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, shoehorn for Toku Week. Check out, what was it, day 8, day 7? Something of Toku Week where we review the Gavan.
Oh, yeah, that's
Decorated
coming up
crossover
soon.
movie.
So
That is.
keep
Get ready.
keep both of your eyes out for that one.
Yeah, put them on. Take them out of your skull. Keep them out.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to talk about for X8?
Build.
Like,
Let's
are
go.
there any lingering thoughts? Huh?
Let's build.
Let's build. Yeah, let's build a better show. I have already pre-ordered my Soto. Oh, they got a weird name like Panko or something.
Like the breadcrumb thing?
Yeah, no, I don't. It's a weird 4-letter word. I've got Build toys on pre-order. I can't wait for Build. Despite what the show will be, the suits look pretty good. It's guys, are you ready for a physicist Kamen Rider? A physicist.
Hey,
Kamen Rider.
don't worry. Like, it's not like the plot will be, or the plot will be explained away by some, scientific or genius type character.
Yeah. I'm just kind of glad that they kind of stepped away from, the hospital kind of scene. Because I feel like,
Well, yeah, they're not going to do the same thing twice. Like, with Sentai, they do the same thing over again a lot. We have 3 dinosaur Sentais. We got 3 ninja Sentais. Kamen Rider rarely does the same thing twice.
well, they've been multiple cops, but, like, for this one, I feel like the doctor kind of gimmick. I don't really
what
think
do you
that's
mean?
like
No.
a gimmick, but I feel like that was way too restraining at times.
Well,
It was, and it didn't really feel all that necessary.
the doctor video game splicing thing.
It felt more like video game than it did Doctor.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Doctor stuff just amounted to drama. Like, oh, hey, can't do this because I'm doing a Doctor thing right now. That could have been done in any other way.
Yeah, and, like, I guess they did have, like, the curing of the bugs or virus, but honestly, I feel like this didn't mesh well with it, because, like, the balance of...
Yo, did anyone play Mighty Action X at the last episode?
What?
Mighty Action X? Oh, yeah, what? Because that's the game that Emu's Rider's based off of, Mighty Action X.
Did we play it?
Did anyone play it? No, not you guys. Did anyone on the show play it the final episodes. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a thing to do. They didn't really lean on they leaned more on the doctor part this last episode than they did on the video game part.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a problem or anything. I just find it weird.
It's just like the balance didn't work out in this one because like it could work. It's just sometimes.
No, yeah, because that's Q Ranger.
Balance.
There we go.
I think
Well,
we're done here.
I think we are.
Okay. And to close out the show, I'd like to ask Michael one last question. What is Ho-Oh Soldier's civilian name? Great. Anyways, guys, if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you would like to tell us your thoughts about Kamen Rider X-Aid this episode or as a whole, tell us in the comments down below, and also subscribe because it's friggin' Toku Week! Oh!